Hello everybody, it's Vertical Sandwich. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2. We are going to unlock the Ruined Depths, the dungeon in the Chocobo Ranch. Now, one of the things you need to do is you need to catch 4 Chocobos who have a max level of 5. Make them your Choco Runners. Now, I caught 4 Bold Chocobos. You can catch Bold Chocobos in Kilika. If you've caught other types of Chocobos, there are only 2 other natures for them, normal and timid. That's fine. The only thing that changes is where we're going to dispatch them to. I have Bold Chocobos. I'm going to send them all to the Calm Lands. If you have timid ones, send them to Kilika. If you have normal ones, send them to Besaid. That's it. Normal to Besaid, timid to Kilika. There are other places, but I just gave you examples I know will work. Now, that being said, you might want to keep some extra Chocobos, because when you send Chocobos out, whether or not they run depends on how many Chocobos you have. So, I got rid of all but 4, because we're going to catch some in some of our random encounters. I'm going to demonstrate how I caught my Chocobos. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our 4 level 5 Chocobos, and we are going to, or 4 Chocobos with max level 5s, and we are going to send them all to the Calm Lands. Because they're Bold Chocobos. If they were normal, I would send them to Besaid. If they were timid, I would send them to Kilika. Alright. Now, the way this dungeon unlocks, these are the things you will have to have done. You will have to have dispatched Chocobos 3 times and retrieved them at every level. Now, not 3 times each Chocobo. 3 Chocobos have to have been dispatched and have had to come back. Also, you have to have had 4 level 5 Chocobos at one time. That's it. So we're going to take care of that all at once. Now the way we're going to do that is we sent all of our Chocobos out. They're all level 1. Now I'm going to show you how I caught Chocobos. Chocobos won't come back until you've fought 7 battles. So we'll fight 7 battles, and then we're going to go save our game and check on our Chocobos. Then we're going to raise their levels. We're going to send them out. We're going to fight 7 battles. Then we're going to check on our Chocobos. Then we're going to raise their levels. Then we're going to send them out. Then we're going to fight 7 battles. Then we're going to check on our Chocobos. That's all. It'll always be the exact same thing. I'm cutting out the random battles for this video. But other than that, you'll be able to see everything I've done. Because you can fight 7 random battles on your own. Any 7 random battles. So, I went to Kilika to catch Chocobos. It's where you catch bold ones. But I don't see any reason why the nature would make any difference. I just happen to have 4 bold ones. But my research says timid ones are best suited to Kilika. And actually the Thunder Plains or Beacon Owl, but Kilika's fine. And normal ones, it's like Besaid and Macedalania and something else. But just pick one location they're suited for. And we got some little video freezes in here. So while I was catching Chocobos here, which took hours, by the way, it's the worst part of this. I actually mugged and ground myself up with every fight that wasn't Corals or those big splash monsters that take you down to 1 hit point with 1 hit. And you can tell I have a lure bracer on, which is why I can barely move without getting hit. What I found was I got a max level 5 Chocobo for about every 5th Chocobo.
Always at your service.
So, when a Chocobo is in a fight, the first thing you want to do is feed it a Geisel Green, and then defeat the other enemies, and then feed it another Geisel Green, and you will have caught it. If you are lucky enough to get into an encounter where the Chocobo is the only thing in the encounter, then all you gotta do is feed it 1 Geisel Green, and you're fine. Now, another reason you might want to keep some extra Chocobos is because later you're gonna want to send one to Beacon Owl so you can dig in the Central Expanse, and it's just, I don't know if that one ever comes back, and... So there you go, we caught a Chocobo. So now we're going to go back to the Calm Lands and fight the rest of our battles. You will not see that. and then we'll check on our Chocobos. So when you dispatch a Chocobo, there is a chance it won't come back. You can lessen those odds by sending it to a place that it's suited for. So that's why we're sending bold ones to the Calm Lands. Again, timid ones to Kilika, normal ones to Besaid. And the other thing you can do is have more Chocobos in the pens. So during the battles you're not going to see here, I actually caught 2 or 3 more. And then I stopped. Because you are going to want the prize at the end of the Chocobo Ruins dungeon is like the perfect Chocobo. It's like the super Chocobo. And it probably takes up a pen, so you probably don't want to fill your pens up. I don't know. I didn't.
Piece of cake.
After you do this, the only reason you would ever want... you have to send one to Beaconell to dig in the Central Expanse, and you're definitely going to want to do that, because you can't get the Desert Key otherwise. Although you don't... I mean, you really don't need the Garment Grid. The Horn of Plenty Garment Grid. And there are some things you can get, I think, for sending out Chocobos that don't have full heart gauges. And you probably don't want to... The ones you've ground up, you probably don't want to waste on that. Although, I don't know. I haven't tried that yet. So we're going to take a look at the Chocobos that I found while I was fighting random battles you didn't see. And then we'll deal with leveling them up and sending them on their way. Now, one of the things you also want to do is when we get to level 4 here, you're going to see that I'm going to send out 2 Chocobos to the Mihen High Road to uncover a dungeon there. But, so we sent out 4 Chocobos. If they all come back, that means that's 4 successful dispatches for our level 1 Chocobos. And that's what we need. We need 3 at each level. So 3 for level 1. 3 at level 2, 3 at level 3. So then we'll just raise them up 1 level, make them all level 2s, send them out again. Fight our battles. But save before you talk to Clasco and check on these Chocobos. Because if one runs away, you can reset and get it back. Like the RNG for whether or not they ran away is set when you talk to Clasco. Now, I didn't have any runaway, which was incredibly fortunate. But on my practice file, I had like 1 runaway every time. It was almost always number 4. And you definitely don't want to do that because we need to have all 4 of them at level 5 together to meet the last criteria for unlocking the dungeon. So, we're going to feed them all. We're going to level them all up by feeding them greens. Which is under the Raise Chocobo command. So make them all level 2. Then we're going to feed them all under the Feed Chocobos command to restore their heart gauge. And I always selected enough to fully restore their heart. It's actually only 2, I think. But I didn't want to get it wrong, so I just let the computer do the math for me. I mean, I know it's just 2. But it just seemed like, you know, the computer would do whatever it needed to restore their heart gauge. Why would I try to punch in numbers? There's literally an option that just says get it done. So now we'll send them all to the Calm Lands again. And this is all we're doing. Like, we're going to do this until we dispatch them for the level 5 run. And then we'll pick up for live commentary again. This is actually really easy. It's a super easy thing to do. The hard part is getting the Chocobos. Why this game even has Chocobos whose max level is 1 is beyond me, but it does. It does seem pretty randomly mixed though. I saw more level 5 or max level 5 Chocobos than I did max level 4 Chocobos. So, yeah, we'll just run out. We'll do our little fights. We'll be good to go. So there we go. Through the magic of editing, 7 battles have passed. And now it is time to find out if our Chocobos came back. So we're going to save our game. Find out that they all did come back. Because I didn't have any runaway. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to level them all up to level 3. We're going to restore all of their heart gauges. And then we're going to send them all to the Calm Lands again. And then we're going to go fight 7 battles. And do it again. Like I said, the only thing that's going to change is when we dispatch them for level 5. And that's, you just need to send 1 to the Mihen High Road. I don't know why we make sure to restore their heart gauge every time. But every resource I looked up to figure out how to do this said you should. So I just did it. Who knows? They might die out there if their heart gauge gets down to nothing. So remember, raise Chocobos to up them level, to get them up levels, and feed Chocobos to restore their heart gauge. You can do all the stuff before Chapter 5, but you can't unlock the dungeon before Chapter 5. So if you've done everything before Chapter 5, it's just like when you walk in here for the first time in Chapter 5, you'll get the cutscene. We're not going to get the cutscene in this video, it's going to come in the next video. We caught the cutscene in live commentary, because it was easy to do. So those are our level 3 dispatches. We'll go fight our random battles and come right back and do it all over again. One of the things that I haven't answered yet in this game, and my research probably will lead me to finding out the answer at some point, is whether or not a Chocobo can oversoul, but I doubt it. They're almost impossible to kill, and like, they're nasty. Like, they will beat the crap out of you. Choco Kick does huge amounts of damage. Alright, so they're all back. So again, it's the same thing. We've got to raise them all and feed them all. And now, for level 3 raising them, you won't have enough greens in your inventory. So what you're going to have to do is you can raise 3 of them and get more, and you'll have to get more greens from Clasco. If you need more greens from Clasco, if you need Geisel greens, you go to, I think, Junk Food greens, and he'll fill your inventory up. And if you need more of these, you go to Nutritive greens, and he'll give you what he has. And if he's out of greens, just go fight random battles, and he will refill stuff. So there we go. Now we have a bunch of Mimit and Geisel and whatever greens. True story. So there we go. We have a bunch of level 4 Chocobos. We will send them all out to the Calm Lands. We will go fight 7 random battles. Oh, I guess we're restoring their heart gauge, right? Yeah, I mean, this part of the actual Chocobo stuff, like, I condensed it down into, like, an 18-minute video. So it's, like I said, it's not the most complicated thing in the world. And fighting the 7 random battles at this point in the game, 7 random battles, I mean, you could just go anywhere and do that. It's no big deal. But, again, that's not the problem. The problem is finding a place where you want to spend 3 hours fighting random battles to try to catch Chocobos. Then coming back here and checking what their max level is. And then releasing the ones that aren't max level 5, and then going back and catching 6 more, hoping you've got one that's got a max level of 5. It ends up being, you know, you end up catching about 30 Chocobos to get the 4 you need. Probably more like 25, but still. It's worth doing this because there's an AP egg in this dungeon, so. Alright. So it's time for our last little Chocobo jump here. So, again, save your game. Make sure that if any run away, you have a restore point to go back to reset the RNG. And then talk to Classico if none of them ran away, fill up their heart gauge, raise them up a level, and send them off again. Now the only difference is this time I'm going to send 2 of my level 5 Chocobos to the Mi'ihen High Road. I think if you send a level 5 Chocobo to the Mi'ihen High Road, it's guaranteed to unlock the dungeon, but I wasn't really sure, so I sent 2, just in case, you know, one missed. But my first one got it, so. So this will make our Chocobos the ultimate Chocobos. Well, I mean, that's the ultimate Chocobo level. This is as good as it gets in this game. Level 5 Chocobos. So yep, fill up their heart gauge. Like I said, I'm going to send 2 to the Mi'ihen High Road, 2 to the Calm Lands. Just one more time to remind you, if you have timid Chocobos, please send them to Kilika. And if you have normal Chocobos, please send them to Besaid. That is the only thing that changes, I believe, if the nature is somehow different. So, when we come back, we'll be in live commentary, and we'll be checking out what happened to these Chocobos we sent off. And like I said, we're going to send 2 to the Mi'ihen High Road, 2 to the Calm Lands, and then that should do it. We should have our 3 dispatches for every different Chocobo level, and we should have 4 level 5 Chocobos in the ranch at one time. And that should trigger our cutscene and unlock our dungeon. And then we'll be tackling the dungeon. So, thank you for watching. I hope you needed to know this information. If you didn't, well, thanks for watching anyway. And, bye, everybody.